You know, it's so different trying to get a job nowadays. And today, as people are kind of looking ahead to 2020, maybe planning a new career path, we're going to talk about how the workplace has changed in the past decade. Randy Wooden is with the Professional Center by Goodwill. And Randy, we're going to start talking about how the workforce has changed with each generation. Things are just different now.
It is. And I think back to, well, back when I was your age, you know, and now at my age, how have things changed over the generations in time? And for the very first time, we're seeing 5 generations in the workplace all at one time, from the traditionalists to the baby boomers like me, to Gen X, to Gen Y or millennials, and even Gen Z, and that's the 15, 16-year-olds. So it creates some challenges and opportunities. And I think if companies don't recognize that the generations do have some differences, and as a worker, that we realize diversity is more than just race and gender, it's also age and a number of other things. And so companies need to begin to look at how are we going to attract workers. And I think also the workplace itself has changed. We're seeing more frequent changes of companies. My dad stayed his employer for 45 years. That doesn't happen today.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. I think also we're seeing more remote workers working from home, telecommuting. So more flexibility, what they call the gig economy, for example, where maybe I don't have an employer per se, but I just farm myself out to companies to work on projects.
And I think working remote is something that also is very different in company culture nowadays, because it kind of changes what expectations are. You constantly are connected, and you have to kind of tell yourself, in each of these age groups I'm sure too, when to disconnect.
Well, true, and I've been self-employed, and you don't leave your job. I mean, it stays with you, and you're tethered. I have a company phone now. I have all of the things that allow me to work 24/7. If I wanted to.
Right. And I mean, I know that's the struggle for a lot of people, even talking about Christmas today, you know, that struggle to disconnect, but also working remotely allows you to have a lot more opportunities with different jobs as well, right?
It does. And also we talk about having a side hustle where maybe you have a little bit of business on the side that you do. But I think also as it comes to recruiting people and how we make buying decisions as consumers, I think companies now, used to be the focus was on, hey, if we've got a good product at a fair price and we stand behind it. And that used to work. It doesn't always work now. And you see more and more that companies are promoting their social engagement, their awareness. Are they good to the environment? What are their charitable causes? Diversity and inclusion. Those are all important things, not just as consumers, but also deciding where I may want to go to work.
Right, attracting that workforce, especially with the Gen Y, millennials, and I'm sure that's a huge
So the
appeal.
game has changed, and that's just one topic. We'll have 2 other segments this morning. We'll talk a little more about technology and how that's changed things, and also some kind of catch-all things that I've observed over the years as I've gone through my career.
Well, there's certainly that's changed now, but thank you so much for joining us this morning, Randy. There's certainly going to be a lot more to come. Stick around at 8 o'clock for more of those tips. And you can also contact Randy Wooden at the Goodwill Professional Center. That website is goodwillprofessionalcenter.org. His email is procenter@goodwill.nwnc.org. Go ahead, take a look at your screen so I don't butcher that for you. And here's the number you can call as well, 336-464-0516. Thank you again, Randy.
Thank you.